I am going to share screen because I've got like 3 slides to give you some secrets as to what I've learned and how to hire and keep. So there's 2 aspects to it. The first is onboarding, like Bill was talking about. And the second is once you onboard them, since everybody stays at my law firm and we barely have any turnover, how do you keep them? How do you make sure they stay, especially given the great resignation and the mobility of workers and everything that's going on that people want to leave, boredom, all these factors that lead to unhappy employees or people leaving. So once you hire them, how do you keep them? I've kept some people 20 years, and I have people who've declared themselves as lifers. And how do you do that? Well, number 1 is define your work's firm culture and then enforce it. Our work culture is supportive and loving, and the motto of our work culture is the happiest workplace on earth. Now, where'd we get that from? Disney World, yep. The happiest place on earth, right? So my administrator came up with the happiest workplace on earth, and she really wants it to make it that way. And what's interesting is that she comes to me with ideas all the time and says, hey, Craig, would you offer this benefit program? Would you offer that benefit program? We have all these employee happiness programs. It's an employee happiness division that she's created. And she comes to me and we add something every year. We added a dream manager program where we pay for people to complete their bucket list items. I got that from John Fisher. Wow. We have a smart dollar program where we give them free financial advice. It only costs me about $3,000 a year, and they get a free financial planner to get them out of debt, because 80% of your employees are in debt, guys. You may not realize it, but 80% of employees are in debt. It's called Smart Dollar. It doesn't cost me much. Free financial planning for all your employees. It costs me like $3,000 or $4,000 a year total, and it puts them on track. How do your employees feel about you if you're helping get them out of debt? How do your employees feel about you if you match money they payroll deduct to finish a bucket list item? A bucket list item. You can send them to Italy because that's the thing they've always wanted to do. And they chip in $1,000 and you chip in $1,000 and they went to Italy and you paid for half of it. If you have 2 employees or 3 employees, it's going to cost you $2,000 or $3,000 total. But that person's never going to leave you because they're vested. They're vested in their dream, and so are you. So these are 2 of the examples, the Smart Dollar program, the Dream Manager program. If you work for a company like that, what is your likelihood that when you get a call from a headhunter, you're going to want to leave? You're not. And I know my people are getting calls from headhunters. They tell me. They tell me they laugh at the headhunters. They take the call, they find out what the other firm offers, and they go, no, I'm good. I'm staying. Golden Farm is pretty cool. So define your firm culture. Define your firm culture. Become a leader and create leaders. Since I started being a CEO of my law firm 15 years ago, I don't practice law anymore. I'm just a CEO. Since I started 15 years ago, all I've done is try to develop my leadership skills so that I can impact people and create leaders within my office. And you've heard, Bill, I've lectured several times with you on delegation. The best way to delegate is to trust people that you've trained. Trust people that you've trained. I've created or helped to create 6 leaders in my office that I have no problem delegating to because I know they're not going to F it up. They're going to get it right. So in order to keep great employees, create leaders who are just like you, create leaders that are inspiring and other people want to follow. I asked some of my leaders what would happen if I died. And the sad answer was they might leave. They might not want to stay with the firm, but they said there are other leaders around them that might cause them to stay with my firm. The visionary would be gone, but the leadership would remain. So become a leader yourself, read books on leadership, study books on leadership. There are so many books on how to inspire and be a leader and create leaders. The third one, give employees what they want. There's a lot of methods to give employees what they want, but there's one basic sentence that everybody ignores. 2 words, ask them. Ask them. Does anybody actually ask their employees what's important? Do they want money? Do they want time off? Most people, only about 50% of employees actually want money, extra money. Like that's their number 1 driver. So if you want to read the best book on this, it's the 5 love languages in the workplace. 5 love languages in the workplace. It started out the 5 love languages, which is for you and your family, but then they wrote a sequel, The 5 Love Languages in the Workplace. Read that book because it will give you great incentives or great ideas as to what people want and how to figure out what they want. If they're a millennial, they want meaning, perhaps. If they're a Gen Xer, they want money. If they're Gen Y, who knows what the hell they want. But you can figure it out by asking them. So different people at different stages in their life want different things. If you're a single mom, do you think you want money, or do you think you want time flexibility to go pick up your kid at school? You know the answer is you want time flexibility to deliver your kid to daycare, or single dad, or to pick up your kid when your kid's sick or your kid needs to leave early. So money is not necessarily a driver if you're a single parent. So find out what your employees want. Read that book. Next is compensate them generously. I think Bill said this at one of his seminars, that I pay about, or that you can pay about 10% over market. Now, you have to have the money to do it. But the way to get the money to do it is to start doing it. Because if you start doing it, you'll have great employees who'll earn you a lot of money, and then you can continue to do it. So I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of a circle, because you got to pay that first person 10% over market. They're going to be a rock star. And then you keep the rock star, they earn you more money, and then you can pay your next employee 10% over market. So just take the leap, pay 10% over market.
Yep.
So I pay everybody 10% over market, and that's another reason they don't leave. And the fifth one, the final one, is keep them engaged and fulfilled. When I speak in Lakeland for Bill at the seminar, I'm going to talk about my employee happiness programs. I'm going to talk about the ways we support our employees and what they do outside of the office, the charities they care about, the theater they're in. One of my guys ran for a political office, and the whole office got together and supported his campaign. I mean, these are the things that keep people feeling that you care. And if you care, they don't want to leave. So keep your employees engaged and fulfilled. And there's so many different ways to do that, so many different ways.